Testing, 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 testing. All right. So I've decided to do a self-rant slash talk about my career mode thus far. This is an idea that came through a comment on one of my videos. Um, I'm not sure if he's a subscriber or if he ended up subscribing or not, but I kind of gave it some thought. I've tried this before and I never really um, liked or enjoyed the idea. Um, there is no script here, there is no planned speech or anything like that. I'm just going to go with it. And hopefully this is coming out nice. You know, this sounds nice and you guys can hear me clearly and loud and clearly. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about my career mode this far. So I'm doing a career mode with Football Club de Porto, FC Porto. This is my second season so far. First season, we can take a look at the stats here. Where are we? So first season, 23-24 season, win the league title. No, I ended up finishing fourth, I believe, in the league. Yes, qualified for Europa. The domestic cup objective achieved. Yes. Continental Cup objective reached the quarterfinal. No. Das Portuguesa, I reached the round of 16, which was a disappointment. Huge disappointment for a club like Football Club de Porto. Liga Portugal, I finished fourth. UEFA Champions League quarterfinals. We went out in the quarterfinals against, I cannot remember at this moment who it was we lost against. No Manager of the Month awards, Manager of the Year award, nothing. Transfers, Taremi was the first player that I sold. He was right away. I didn't even end up using him in the preseason. He was gone. You can see my record, 48 games, 20 wins, 8 draws, 20 losses, 160 goals for, 134 goals against. It was a very unrealistic season, very unrealistic. I had the sliders 50-50 on everything. The goals, it was like high scoring games. Like I'm talking like 9 goals a game. There was one game where I won. It was like 9-7, 9-8, 6-7 or 7-6. Really, like I'm talking like 15, 14, 16 goals a game, which is really unrealistic. And I just decided for the second season that I had to change the sliders around to make it a little more realistic, because everything was just really even. I was getting like, it was like 9-7 against like the weaker teams in the Primeira Liga and the Portuguese league. So I ended up changing that. But anyways, this season so far has been a success. We're first in the league. Where's the standings here? I've been showing the standings at the end of every video, but we'll take a look here again. So I'm first in the league, 78 points, 131 goals for, 49 goals against, 25 wins, 3 draws, 2 losses. So a lot more realistic. Still a lot of goals scored, which is, you know, just a really high scoring season. Fran Navarro, one of my players, my striker, he's actually 1 goal away from tying the most goals scored in the Primeira Liga, in the Portuguese league, and that was by Yazalde in the 70s with Sporting. He ended up scoring 47 goals in less than, I don't know if it was 30 games or less than 30 games. So it is realistic, just not common. Fran Navarro, he's got 46 goals in how many games? 30? Let's take a quick look. Yeah, right here. So he's having... Oh, what the heck is going on here? Where's all my stats? What happened here? Oh, there we go. That was strange. A little like a slow loading. But anyways, Fran Navarro, a Spanish striker, and he's actually loaned out to Olympiacos in real life. But anyways, so here's his statistics. Liga Portugal, 27 games, 46 goals, 11 assists. He has an average game rating of 7.86. So he's 1 goal away from tying Izalde's record. 40, I believe it's 47. I'll take a quick look here. I believe it's 47 goals. So it might be 45. And if that's the case, he's already beaten the record. Hector Izalde played with Sporting 1971-1975. Argentinian forward, striker. 46 goals. Izalde scored 46 goals in one single season with Sporting Club de Portugal, being awarded that season's European Golden Shoe. So I'm not sure how many. Oh, he scored 49 in 1974. He scored 46 goals in just 29 games. So Fran Navarro, and this is has already tied his record at 46 goals, and he's done it in 27 games, not 29. So I need to make a post of this on YouTube or maybe Instagram, showing, that have tied the Primeira Liga goal scoring record of 46 goals, Hector Izalde, and I'm 1 goal away from beating it, sitting at a 47. So, and I also think he's actually surpassing another Spanish or South American player, Falcao, in the UEFA Europa League in 2011 when Port won the Europa League against Sporting in the final. Falcao was the leading scorer of that competition, and I can't remember how many goals he scored, but anyways, Fran Navarro's having a fantastic season, 41 games total, 68 goals. He has to be leading for the European Golden Shoe this season. It's a crazy amount of goals, a crazy season. Let's talk a little bit. Let's see here. So these are my players. As you can see, I've scored a lot of goals. Pep, 18 games in the season, he scored 9 goals, 9 assists. 31 games total, 17 goals, 15 assists. My other strikers here, Shermiti, that I bought from Everton at the beginning of the season or in the winter, I can't remember. You can see his statistics as well, 10 games, 6 goals, and he scored that goal for us against Aston Villa to seal the victory here, the last game. Loader, another player that I'm curious about trying in the future if I decide to stick around, and that's been an idea for me here, that I've thought about possibly leaving Football Club de Port at the end of the season. Whether I end up winning all the titles and trophies or losing, it's been an idea to possibly move on to another challenge, because at times I did get bored of being the manager of Port. Um, there were some ideas of me possibly managing another club in Portugal, going down the ladder a little bit to maybe, one of the rival teams, create a little drama and another storyline, interesting storyline, being this, new coach on the block, leaving Football Club de Port at the highest level in Portugal, deciding to end up coaching one of the lower ranked teams in the league, like Boa Vista, which is crosstown rivals, or Braga, or Vitória de Guimarães, maybe even Benfica. And I'm not a Benfica fan in real life. I'm a Porto fan in real life, so it'd be interesting to maybe steal the title away from my own previous club the next season or the season after, and create some drama in the league in Portugal. And there has been ideas of possibly going abroad to, another league, another country, another city, another club, a new challenge. These are decisions that I would probably base on who I am in real life. If I was a manager, for example, like, would I want to live in the Netherlands or England or France or Germany or Italy, and would I want to coach one of those clubs there and live in one of those cities for a year and bounce around like almost a journeyman manager? So I'm basing those decisions on how I am as a person, what I would do if I was a professional manager and I had the opportunity to travel around the world or Europe and coach one of these clubs and live there for a year. So I guess we'll see how I'm feeling about the career mode at the end of the season, what's been accomplished, what I have planned if I decide to stay on with Port next season. There's the Champions League, there's the UEFA Super Cup, there's the FIFA Clubs World Cup. The Champions League, Port hasn't passed the quarterfinal since 2004, and they ended up winning the competition. So if I were to stay with Port next season, I think that would be one of my goals for myself. My own goal is to make it to the semifinals of the UEFA Champions League, and I think that'd be an accomplishment for us and for me. And whatever happens after that would be, what's the word I'm looking for? Extra, or there's a word and I can't remember what it is, but over accomplishing. If we end up going to the final losing, or going to the final and winning the Champions League that season. So that would be, a guarantee for me to leave after 3 seasons and go somewhere else and try the same thing somewhere else, and try being successful even for just a year, working some magic, bringing a club, choosing a city, choosing a country, a league, and just working there and making something great happen. And then there's the market in the summer, whether I decide to bring in more young players or just keep the squad that I have, or bring in players that can bring me to the next level in Europe to win the competition or reach the semifinals, because I have a load of cash to spend here. If I take a look at my transfer budget, finances, you can see that my club worth is almost 600 million. That's not earnings. So I have budget. So my current budget is 194, almost 195 million dollars. That's a lot of money to spend. Weekly budget is 21 million, almost 21 million and a half. So I have money, definitely a lot of cash to blow on players if I decide to bring in more young players with potential for the future, or bring in players that already have the skill set or the qualities and the characteristics that I need to go to the next level in Europe and to win the Portuguese league again and more trophies. So there's that as well. There was one thing that I wanted to mention here that I don't think I have videos of on YouTube. Is people? I wonder if, but like I've been thinking, I was wondering if people who've been watching my videos, if they're wondering where is uh, Diogo Costa, the goalie for Porto. Now, what happened here was it was not something that I planned at all. It was not an idea to sell or to have Diogo Costa move on from Porto. What happened was is Bayern Munich came in one day and decided to pay the release clause that I had set for Diogo Costa, and that was $100 million. Bayern Munich came in out of nowhere and paid the release clause of Diogo Costa for $100 million. And when that happened, I was shocked. It was a huge surprise, an unexpected surprise. Um, and there was nothing that I could do to prevent him from leaving other than hoping that the game would just decline the transfer and he would end up staying, which didn't end up happening. So that was a big disappointment for me. My best goalie, a goalie with so much potential, a keeper with so much potential to carry us forward, and he's gone at $100 million, which is a lot of money. So what happened was the next guy in line that I thought of to replace him, which for me was Rui Silva. And I wanted a Portuguese goalkeeper, and I went for Rui Silva from Spain. He was playing in La Liga, and I can't remember what club he was playing for, but he was the next guy in line. As you can see, he's not young. He's 31 years old. He's an experienced goalkeeper. At first, he was a little unreliable. He had some big shoes to fill with Diogo Costa after some of the performances that Diogo Costa showed. Some big saves, game-winning saves. So Silva had some big shoes to fill. He came in. There was a few games where he looked sloppy, unreliable. There was goals going in that he almost looked like a rookie goalie. But I never really doubted him. I kind of just let time pass, and he has been worth the purchase since. He's made some, as time has gone on, he's really made some big saves. He's really gotten comfortable in his position in the team. Like I said, he's made some big saves. The last game here against Aston Villa, and the first half of extra time, he made some big saves for us to keep us in the game. Not just in the extra time, throughout the whole game, he kept us in it. So he's really grown into the role of being the number one and the dependable guy in the back. And I don't regret my decision of buying Silva, and I think he's done right by replacing Diogo Costa. And obviously his age is a concern as well, 31, which is still kind of young for a goalkeeper. And I don't plan on being with Porto any longer than 3 seasons anyway. You never know, but that's not the plan. It's probably not going to happen. So I'm not really concerned about having a young goalkeeper, even though I do have Richter from the youth academy that has played a few games. He's looked promising. So that isn't really a concern for me. Talking about the squad a little bit more here, as you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 defenders, young defenders with potential to be good players, great players in the future. Um, and I have also this guy, Ricci, Italian, center forward, attacking midfielder, who's been great for me as well, who's really growing into the role. There's also Jaime, who's been good for me. Borges, I haven't really been convinced by him yet, but he's still young. Termiti, another one, 20 years old, has a lot of height, a lot of potential to be a really good striker for this club. There's Branco, who's been pretty much a starter ever since he's been um, promoted to the first team. He's been the number 1 starter in the attacking mid position, and he's been good for me, very good for me, very straight to the point, dangerous player, scores goals, creates assists. Navarro has come out of nowhere and having a spectacular season, like I showed the statistics before. My 2 defensive defenders here, Carmo and Gomes, 2 Portuguese defenders. Carmo was playing for Angola, but anyways, have been my backbone of the central defensive line. They're my 2 main starters, Eustáquio and Gonzalez have been my 2 defensive midfielders. And I also have Andre Gomes that I brought in the wintertime as a 3rd option with some experience. The reason why I bought him, not just for the experience, but I kind of feel like he is a Porto player. And I've kind of always been a fan of Gomes and how he plays. He's very physical, hard-working player. You know, there's times where he does put in some good performances. He's got some history as well as a player. So I was curious about maybe bringing him over to Porto and have him join my club and playing him, and and he's been all right. Not really expecting him to be a number 1 for me. But anyways, moving on. Conceição was another player that I brought in, which is Sergio Conceição's one of his sons, to fill in the right back slot. And I have Guedes here as well, who was promoted from the youth academy with a lot of potential. Gabriel Veron is another player that was playing very well and also substituting Pep on the right side, and he's had some really good performances as well. Moving on from this, tactics-wise, my formation's pretty much been the 4-3-3 formation. It's never really been an idea, to actually switch around the formation, to experiment with, like, for example, 3 in the back, or a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-3-1 formation. It's never been an idea. I think this is the right formation for me and the players that I have, and for this club. It seems to be working very well for me in the way I play. I play a very direct style of play. I'm always looking to penetrate the opposing defensive line. Always looking to put the ball over the defenders or through the defenders into space. Whether it's out wide to Galliano or Pep, or Navarro or Branco running through the middle. I'm not afraid to shoot the ball from distance. Crosses, not really much of a crosser. I prefer to do the low ground cross. This seems to be working very well for me. A lot of goals have been scored from that low ground cross. Galliano has been set up to run in behind the defensive line. Pep is more of a player that comes in to João Mario and takes the ball with his feet. Grukic is more of a supporting defensive box-to-box midfield player. Stakio is the tireless ball-winning defensive midfielder that I tend to play most with when I don't have the ball. A lot of covering from each end, right in the middle here, to prevent the ball from passing my central defenders. I don't like pressing the central defenders out of position, having them move out of position, because I don't like giving up too much space in the box. I tend to be bad in the box. I've given up a few penalties in the past. So having Carmo and Gomes stay in these positions is kind of what I'm expecting. I'm not expecting them to push up. And I leave the pressing and mobility, the wandering defensive work for Stakio or Gonzalez, and Grukic to support Stakio on this side with Sanusi. So if I don't end up winning the ball with Stakio, then I look to win the ball with Grukic. Branco, I'm not expecting any defensive contribution from him. He kind of just hangs out up here towards the center line. João Mario and Sanusi, I have them pressing, moving up the field, not high up the field, but they do get involved with the attack on the wings. Yeah, so I play almost I would say a direct, always looking to penetrate the opposing defensive line, not looking to make it pretty, not looking to make it perfect. I'm not really caring whether it's realistic or unrealistic. The goal is to just get the ball beyond the opposing defensive line into space. Whether it's Galliano on the left side cutting in, Navarro through the middle, or Pep, or Branco, or whoever it is. I tend to start my attacking play from the back line or the goalie. Either a ground pass or a pass out to Sanusi or João Mario on the flanks. I very rarely kick the ball up the field, just because I think it's a little bit of a waste of time. So basically, I have my team strategy set at tiki-taka, but I'm not playing a possession type Pep Guardiola game here. I'm not looking to keep the ball and not take chances as much. For me, possession is not really beneficial for me. I feel like it's a little bit of a waste of time. I'm looking to score a lot of goals, to win my games by scoring goals. That's how I win, and to be tight in the back line here, especially with Carmo and Gomes. I want them to stay where they are. Stakio to be the hard-working defensive midfield, the ball-winning midfielder. So that's pretty much how I'm playing. Like I said, building out from the back and attacking. Always looking to attack, fast pace, fast passing, dribbling, direct style of play. Corners, I tend to look for the near post header or opportunity to score, usually with Pep, or it's usually Pep that gets the headers for me. And if I'm not doing near post, I'm usually doing far post. I've done that a couple of times, but near post is usually my strategy on corners. It tends to be working for me. Oh, what am I doing? So, there you go. A little self-talk or rant about how I play and my team and the history of the club and what my 2 seasons so far have been like. Oh, another thing that I wanted to talk about here was the team strategy. I haven't really, as you can see, my tactical vision is set to tiki-taka. I'd probably say the tiki-taka is a fast-paced, quick passing, bouncing off the ball off each other, pass and play, pass and move, pass and move into space, through balls, over the defense line, that stuff. Tiki-taka kind of game. Very fast-paced, but it's not a possession-based style of play in the opponent's end, keeping the ball after a couple touches. That's not how I play. I have played like that in the past, possession games. I can play that way, I just choose not to. I think it's just a little bit of a time waster, and it kind of, I just like scoring goals. That's what I'm getting at. Being attacking, being aggressive on the attack, always looking to penetrate, take chances, dribble, attacking football. But anyways, getting back on track, your team strategy, I haven't spent enough time on this. I kind of just set it at tiki-taka, bought what I needed to buy, set what I needed to set, and left it alone. So I haven't actually gone in here and tried to build or buy or sign the right coaches or managers, or to get the right tools to perfect my style of play. This is definitely something that if I end up staying for a third season or going on to another club and bringing my style of play to another club or next season, is to perfect the team strategy and to find a way to perfect the way I play, to improve the way I play, to have the players play how I want them to play, to suit the style of play that I am putting on the club and my tactics. So this is something that I want to look into more, spend time more into in the future. Training plan. After every game, I'm always in the training plan looking to see who needs recovery, who needs to be sharp for the next game. I'm always adjusting that. Another thing that I wanted to talk about here real quick is the Europa League. So this is what the Europa League looks for me at the moment. So I'm in the semifinals. I'm playing Manchester United. This was not a matchup that I was expecting right away. Not in the semifinals. I was actually thinking that it was going to end up being Slavia Praha that I was going to end up playing. I thought it was going to be them, and I thought, okay, well, I'm going to play Slavia Praha, or Praia, or however you pronounce that, in the semifinal, and I'll play them and maybe roll over them and reach the final, end up facing Manchester United in the final and dealing with them in the final. That's not the case. I got them earlier than I expected in the semifinal. This matchup is a little bit concerning for me because it is Manchester United. This is a game. The players are higher level than my players, so I think it can either be very difficult to score and win a game, or I'm going to end up going against Manchester United and winning the games and outplaying them and being the complete opposite of what it should actually be. So I guess we'll see how this is going to end up. Obviously the goal is to win the Europa League this season, to win all the titles this season. So I'm a little bit not nervous, but it's on my mind, this fixture, and I'm curious to see how this is going to end up playing out. And if we end up beating Manchester United, which I'm pretty sure I will beat Manchester United if I end up playing my game. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna move on to the final here. I'm pretty sure. I'm not saying it's going to be easy and it's going to be like a 6-0, 4-0 game. It might be a tight game, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to beat Manchester United here and reach the final. And I'm thinking I'm going to end up playing PSV in the final, and I should be able to win that one as well. But I'm not going to get overconfident here because Tottenham and Aston Villa have been well, not so much Tottenham because you can see the aggregate score is 4-1, so it wasn't. But Aston Villa was difficult. I still don't know, even that to this moment, how lucky I was to beat Aston Villa in the second leg. If you watch the video that I posted on YouTube, I believe it's number 20 or number 21. It'll say Europa League match. It's the last video that I've posted. Um, if you watch the whole video, and particularly the first half of extra time, you will see what I mean by being lucky to have won that game, because Aston Villa should have scored at least 2 goals against me in that particular period of the game. They were right in the box there, right in front of my goalie, and somehow they did not score, and Rui Silva made the saves and kept us in the game. So watch the video and watch the moments Aston Villa has against me, and you will see how fortunate, well, not fortunate, lucky I am to be in the semifinal. So moving forward, I'm just going to show here the Taça Portuguesa, the Portuguese Cup final. I'm playing Sporting CP May 24th. Um, Again, I'm pretty sure I'm going to win this one as well, but you never know what'll happen here, but I'm pretty sure this should be mine as well. Yeah. And I think that's all I want to really talk about here, or I need to talk about. International management. I haven't been interested in really managing an international team. The offers have come. Finland, Republic of Ireland, Iceland. They've offered me jobs to manage the national teams. I refused them all. It's just never been an interest for me. I'm not really interested in managing an international team. And at the same time, the reason being because I'm a young, new manager, and I just think it was a little bit much to be jumping right into international management and coaching a club at the same time. Um, in the future, probably I'd like to manage an international team if the right offer comes my way and it's the right project and challenge. I probably will accept, but at the moment I'm just not interested in managing international football and managing a club at the same time. So that's pretty much it. Just a rant here. Hopefully my first rant on YouTube for my career mode wasn't super boring, and I hopefully you guys, for those that are gonna watch and those that are subscribe to my channel and follow my videos, will enjoy this rant and chat, and hopefully this answers some of the questions or curiosity that you have about my career mode. And I guess we'll see whether I decide to continue to do this in the future. I may, the next game, post a live commentary while I'm playing. I may try that. Definitely an idea. So keep an eye on that as well. And if you haven't already subscribe to my channel. If you like these videos, if you like what I'm doing here with my career mode, subscribe and follow me and watch my videos and leave some comments if you're curious about something or questions or whatever it is or ideas. Feel free to leave a comment, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video.